Of the Game Bolt Podcast, your weekly dose of lightning in a bottle, the official podcast of thegamebolt.com. We stream this podcast every Tuesday night on twitch.tv/thegamebolt. So if everyone's interested, check us out there. And also post to iTunes every Wednesday and YouTube every Thursday. Joining me for this episode is the one and only Kyle. How are you doing? Come on.
I'm just peachy, as always.
There we go. Kyle's peachy every time. We also have with us a newcomer to the Game Bolt Podcast, Jordan. What's up?
How are you doing? Good to be here.
Happy to have you on your first episode. We had a little bit of trouble getting started, but you know we're just gonna
chugging along.
Yeah.
Good old Skype.
Classic Skype. But again, this is the Game Bolt Podcast, the official podcast of thegamebolt.com. Let's jump right into it. Go ahead and start with what we're playing. Kyle, you want to go first?
Alright, so I've still been playing Dragon Quest VII, which I talked about last week on podcast here, and it's just like I'm about 40 hours into it, and it's just like I'm like finding it really good. I know Cody had some issues with it, mainly because it was like really drawn out with how it tells its stories and stuff, because I'm 40 hours in, and the plot hasn't really come to surface at all. It's just individual stories with the different islands and stuff. But and it's really fun, especially as like a classic JRPG, which Dragon Quest basically still is, and especially its mainline series. And it's definitely made me a fan of the series. And other than that, playing Dragon Quest VII like religiously, because I've been playing it a lot. It's on my 3DS. I've been actually started Dragon Quest Builders, the demo, earlier today, and I actually streamed it. And that's really interesting, because basically it's sort of being projected as sort of like Dragon Quest meets Minecraft.
That's cool.
Which really it isn't. Like in concept it could be, but honestly I feel like it meets Cube World and Terraria more than it does Minecraft, because it's mostly, from what I played, it's mainly an RPG, just with sort of like building elements in that, because I played it for about an hour and a half, and most of it was just going for dialogue, not actually building anything. But it's definitely interesting, and I'm kind of interested to see what it's going to be like when it releases, if it's going to be like really good, or if it's just going to be like an okay sort of Minecraft clone with RPG elements.
Right. That sounds interesting. That's all you're playing, Kyle?
Yeah. Just Dragon Quest, man.
All Dragon Quest. Jordan, what have you been playing recently?
Well, I should be completing Deus Ex and Salt and Sanctuary. They're two games that I put an ample amount of time in as much as a week ago, but a vacation kind of sort of sidetracked me, and now I'm, of course, doing my usual thing of ditching games and starting new ones. I'm playing Divinity: Original Sin. It's been in my Steam list for, well, since it came out, and I remember starting it and loving it, and on a whim I downloaded it, and now I can't put it down. I love the humor. It has shockingly good music. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm constantly lost. But I don't know. Yeah, it's just every single NPC seems to have a purpose. Rarely do I talk to someone that just just has some about a dialogue that doesn't further the story. I can go to a character in the corner, and all of a sudden I have an ally or a new quest or a mission, and that's really cool. It seems really fleshed out, and again, I like the humor. I like that it doesn't take itself too seriously.
Yeah, it's definitely a CRPG.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to the Divinity? Good lord, Divinity Original Sin 2?
That's actually the reason I started this. Occasionally I'll go on Steam and just see what's up there, see what's bad or good, and I saw that Original Sin 2 is in beta, and I thought this is probably a really good time to play through the first one, because if I suffer any sort of post-game depression, I can just start the second one. That's great.
Is that all you're playing for now? Or you got anything else?
There's a game I want to play. I want to play Virginia, that indie game, and I hear it's incredible. But there is nothing else I'm
Yeah,
playing.
I've heard it's really good. I'd love for it to come to consoles because my laptop can't run.
Yeah, no, I can't play anything on PC.
I have a Mac. I hear your pain.
But yeah, for me, I had this strange desire the past couple days for NBA basketball. I know football's back. I'm really enjoying that, but basketball, it's got a place in my heart as well. So I've been playing NBA 2K16. It was free on PlayStation Plus some month during the summer, and I played a little bit of it, but I'm jumping back into it. It's really fun. I enjoy the NBA games, even though it doesn't really control as well as I don't even know as well as it could, but as well as I would like it. I understand NBA games are kind of tricky just to get it to control exactly how you want, because there's so many like different little moves and stuff that you want to do that aren't as simple as you wish they could be.
Are you enjoying that Spike Week goodness?
Yeah, I am. Man, that's so weird. Just like the my player mode.
Yeah, especially at the beginning.
it's
man, if you're like try to play as like a white dude, you're gonna like feel like so out of place.
Well, yeah, because if you make like a white character, then you still have like a black family.
That's
It's just like so confusing.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
Like I had to remake my character.
I'm glad someone thought that out really well.
So I could feel like sort of like invested in it to a degree.
Yeah. But the story I couldn't care less about. But it's fun to play through and sort of get your progression and stuff.
If only Vic would shut up.
Vic's the worst. Like, the one thing about the story in that game, I feel like I've said this before, but like they make the conversations so much longer than they need to be. Like, it's just people there's like this one argument they're like, should you stay in college or go to the NBA? And then they argue for like 5 minutes when you could have just said like 1 point for each.
Sounds like a CW show.
Yeah, it's like 20-minute long cutscenes.
Yeah, it's forever. But yeah, it's fun. I enjoy the sports, so
Cool.
that's what I've been playing.
I'm kind of worried about MLB, the show, no longer happening
Why?
because Sony San Diego got a bunch of layoffs.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Except I heard that it wasn't like the MLB team; it was like other people.
Maybe it might have impacted Santa Monica a bit.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, let's go ahead and jump into the news storm. Boom,
Boom.
boom. Jordan, I didn't tell you what to do there.
All right, I felt it though.
Okay, yeah, you felt it. It's been raining outside my house the past couple days.
Okay.
That's the news storm.
It was raining yesterday and I loved it.
Shout out to fall, the best season.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
It really is.
I miss the New York Falls. I'm down south right now, and it's still hitting 90 every day, and I need that autumnal feeling. I need the smell of leaves, pumpkin spice, everything, and
Oh yeah, it was Texas weather on Friday. It was like 95 degrees.
Ah, jeez.
Come Monday, it's like 60 and raining.
Wow.
So
Quite a
yeah,
change.
that's Texas weather for you in a nutshell.
I'm in PA and it's been really hot during the summer.
How hot?
I think it was up to
Kyle.
83
Oh my
today.
god.
It was up to 83 today. It's now down to 63, but good lord. It's just, man, it's been a terribly hot summer. I've had my air conditioner on like 24/7.
Kyle, I don't want to hear you complain about you got nothing on me. Let's go ahead and move on. There have been some Horizon Zero Dawn details released in an interview with the developer talking about story and RPG elements. But it is a report from Game Informer that explains Guerrilla is purposefully holding back information about the exclusive story because it wants them to enter the world and find answers to its mysteries, basically not give stuff away so people are surprised. which I respect. There will be a main storyline as well as a number of people as a number of extras for people who enjoy diving deep into the game's story and lore. Quote, for people who are story junkies, for people who like to collect every audio log or text log out there, people who want to have
known as me.
Yeah, for the Kyles out there.
The completionist.
People want to know. People want to have a grand narrative to their game. I think they're going to be really surprised and delighted what we have prepared for them. Let's see here. Also, speaking about the RPG elements of the game, quote, what we wanted to do is avoid complicated menus. We also didn't want to go too deep with the RPG features we were developing. We wanted to have a certain level of accessibility and understandability for players. We also didn't want to go too hardcore with stats, so at some point we just cut it off and said we weren't going to go any further because it would confuse players. That sounds all good to me.
Yeah. Looking at footage, I can see all of the best elements of maybe the past 6 years of gaming kind of brought into one for what looks to be this very kind of smooth experience. From the way you select weapons to the movement. I like the whole kind of Arkham City kind of Batman vision you can do to look up creature traits and weaknesses, and it just looks really good.
Oh yeah.
I still can't be the only one who thinks it's really weird that it's Guerrilla making this, right?
Yeah, I mean, Killzone to this, I guess, is a pretty big jump.
It is a big jump,
It's a huge jump.
I mean, they've been
Not
working
really
on
in concept, but definitely in genre.
Killzone was always those games to me that looked beautiful, but I never got around to playing. I remember seeing my brother play them and wow, that looks really cool. It looks like it controls well, but absolutely nothing else is pulling me in. And when I look at Horizon, I mean, obviously it's beautiful. Guerrilla makes beautiful games, but this just looks so much deeper.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't play any of the Killzone games back on PS3, but Shadowfall was the first PS4 game I had. And I know, the multiplayer I thought was fantastic, but I mean, the story was kind of what they struggled with. But I'm confident that, they've had enough time to work on it. They've been working on this since after, was it just after 3? I know it was before the PS4 launched because they split into teams for one Shadowfall and one Horizon.
It was probably shortly after Killzone 3, which I think was back in, I want to say 2011.
So yeah, they've been working on this game for a long time, and I have all the confidence in the world it's going to be good because it just looks so good.
I'm glad it's original too. I'm so happy that there's an original idea. It was just such a surprise at last year's E3, and just the fact that they're taking modern elements that work really well in most games and just making a new story, a new experience. And I love that.
Yeah, and I mean, they haven't, like they said, they weren't really going to go into too much detail on the story and stuff, which I like. A lot of times for games, I'll just kind of block it out myself, but I like that they're just doing it so you don't even have the option to do that, because I feel like it'll make it a better experience, sort of going in blind. But the whole concept that they have showed is really cool, just how these robot creatures came to be and live alongside the humans, who are sort of, I don't know, it's kind of prehistoric, but it's future. It's a really cool concept.
Yeah, no, it's kind of like humanity resetting itself or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyone else have anything to say on that?
Not really, besides just it sounds and looks like a really great game.
I agree.
It's hard not to get hyped for it because I haven't seen anything that would signify to me that it could even be remotely bad. I don't. Everything looks so positive.
Yeah, even that gameplay that they just showed at the PS4 Pro reveal event, that stuff climbing those giant tall dinosaurs looks incredible.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And sort of, yeah. Moving on to the next item in the news storm. The Ubisoft CEO has praised Nintendo NX, saying it is easy to use. While Nintendo itself is not yet saying much about its mysterious NX console, others are. Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot told IGN the console will be easy to use and one that allows for a different experience from what exists today. Quote, I think once again the interface is very attractive. He said about the NX, it's a machine that will be easy to use for all gamers. They have built in something that will give us a chance to really have a different experience from what exists today. That's what I like, that they come up with something new that is adapted to what we actually want now. He also added that what we see is that Nintendo has learned from the Wii U. All publishers learn from what they do and come with something new and more attractive, which I think is the case here. So, previously, I just wanted to stop putting NX stuff like on here because I'm just like, just wait till we reveal it. There's been so many reports, but I felt like this one was kind of like a bigger news just because it was someone from the outside saying that, you know, it's not another Wii U, that it's something that we actually want to develop stuff for.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the whole blurb about adapting to what players want, that kind of jumps out at me, and it makes me curious as to what that means. Because I mean, the biggest complaints with the Wii and Wii U are that maybe they're fun to use for a week, or they're always beautiful, but they're not necessarily what modern gamers want, or things we didn't ask for. And so if they're adapting to what gamers want, I'm wondering what they adapted to.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting because, you know, almost everyone expects it to be this. I mean, it's almost pretty much confirmed to be this like hybrid console handheld. So to make it like, you know, like you said, adapt to what gamers want, I think it'll be really interesting just to see how they can do that with such a like unique console, I guess.
Oh yeah,
yeah, definitely. And two biggest things that I want with the NX is just for it to be not gimmicky like the Wii and the Wii U were, and in that accessible, because for me at least, having to play games like I do, it's the Wii Remote and Nunchuck were hard to use, and the gamepad's almost impossible for me to play any game with. So it's just like I really hope that they make the NX both less gimmicky and more accessible for a gamer like myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if they can do that, then it could be an amazing console in my eyes.
Yeah, and I mean, you said like get away, have it not be gimmicky. Like it can be, like that doesn't mean it can't be like a unique experience, but it just can't be something that, like we were talking about earlier, like you use like for a little bit, and then it's just like, oh, this is stupid.
If they could marry those two ideas, it would be incredible. If they could somehow, you know, have innovation coupled with just
like practicality.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's Nintendo, so honestly, who knows what they'll end up doing?
Yeah,
they're gonna march to the beat of their own drum.
Yeah, for sure. But I think it's a good sign that like third-party publishers are saying good things about it.
Oh sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, but practically killed the Wii U was just lack of first-party support.
Yeah.
And Nintendo just knowing that the 3DS was just better and sold more than the Wii U, so they're like, let's make more games for the 3DS and just basically forget the Wii U.
It makes me wonder if this. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm just going to say, hopefully that doesn't happen with the NX, because that's essentially supposed to merge consoles and basically handhelds. So that should be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on. So there was an interview with GameSpot where Watch Dogs 2 director Denny Bellinger sat down to discuss the new direction of the sequel, including its like more lighthearted protagonist and story, and also the misplaced hype surrounding the first game and aging structure of Ubisoft's past open world games. First question that was asked is, a major change to Watch Dogs 2 is its lighter tone and setting, which is a welcome change from Watch Dogs 1. But we also saw a similar shift occur in Assassin's Creed 1 to 2, which garnered positive reception among gamers. why do you think a lighter tone was needed in Watch Dogs 2? And what about using a lighter tone in general? Do you think makes it more desired and more successful to gamers, especially for an open world series like Watch Dogs? He answered, I'm not sure if it's a formula, but for us, we really think it's important to give something new and fresh, so a lot of things stem from the choices we made. For instance, San Francisco is so colorful in its culture, so the topics we chose just emerged from the setting. For our character, Marcus, we wanted him to be different. He's sociable. He's part of a group. He works with a team. Also having the whole Bay Area with Silicon Valley made it so we can talk more about technology. All these elements change the way the game feels and plays. Before I go on to like other questions stuff, what do you guys think about? Did both of you play the last Watch Dogs?
Yeah, I did.
I played 2 hours of it.
Okay.
I got past the birthday party.
Oh.
And
Yeah, you were right at the beginning.
I don't know what stopped me. It just kind of fell off. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
No reason for it.
But I played it once when it came out, and then I played it again this summer just to get ready for Watch Dogs 2.
So you enjoyed it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot more than most people.
Okay.
Saying that since it came out early.
I mean, Watch Dogs 2 seems sort of like an anti-Watch Dogs. It takes place in San Francisco, which is like completely opposite of Chicago in terms of like setting and crime and all of it. And you also got Marcus, which is
the exact opposite
of Aiden.
Yeah. That's a really good point. How it's it's so different from the original, even though it sort of has the same core concepts. But I really like the new direction they're going.
Yeah.
Just
it looks like they're kind of trying to imitate Grand Theft Auto 5 and what made it so great.
Yeah, it looks like that a lot. Like, I watched gameplay just the other day, and it definitely seems like they're going for more of a GTA vibe rather than what they had with the original Watch Dogs.
Which was very, like, Assassin's Creed influence.
Yeah. And I like the more lighthearted stuff, because it's such a... I don't know, it's such like a cool, like, crazy concept of, like, you can hack the entire world, that I feel like such a, I don't know, I guess such a serious story just sort of doesn't really mesh well with the whole idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, and again, Aiden, I didn't hate him like everyone else did, but obviously he could be a better character, and Marcus seems way more interesting, so sort of the whole issue was, like, at least from a character's perspective of Aiden, is that he never wanted any help ever. So having him, Marcus, at least being part of a group, I think could make the story a lot more interesting too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. And the multiplayer aspects will definitely add like a certain interesting layer to it as well.
Yeah, I forget about that this game has co-op. But yeah, so another question was asked, do you ever think you'll find yourselves going back to a gritty character like Aiden in a future Watch Dogs game? He said, I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I definitely think it's great for players to have things that change in a significant way, so you're not playing the same game 3 or 4 iterations. This is Ubisoft. For us, it was the city character, the story, and even the game structure itself. It's open, it's free, and the way the game plays is free. We want to let players express themselves more, and we're really trying to bring something that feels like a new experience based on everything that we did in the first game. So I guess that's sort of just expanding on the last thing.
Yeah. Which is, of course, to be expected.
Yeah, I mean, it is an interview. But I mean,
Watch Dogs itself just seemed like an unfinished idea.
Yeah.
So Watch Dogs 2 could be that finished idea.
Yeah, that's the hope. Because I remember, like I said, I liked it a lot more than most people. But I do feel like there was definitely a lot more that could be improved, which is why I'm so excited for this game. Because I feel like the core like concepts and stuff were there. I just feel like the execution wasn't exactly perfect. But I think that with a second try, taking what they learned and stuff, I think that they can make this into a really fun game.
Yeah, definitely.
That's all I gotta say about Watch Dogs 2.
I got nothing to add. I have not played Watch Dogs. I'll probably play the second one though. I think it looks cool.
Yeah, Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah, it probably won't be too connected to the first game.
No,
Besides
I
Dead
doubt it. Yeah, I mean, that Sec seems like the only one. But yeah, so moving on. Rocket League is getting a free underwater arena and more paid cars in October. This is just me requiring my one Rocket League item a week on this podcast.
I have to play it. I've heard nothing but good things.
So me and Jordan were talking about this before we started recording, before you were here, Kyle. He has not played Rocket League. Tell him how big a mistake
how?
he's made.
I've heard this is an issue. I've heard that I've made a huge mistake.
Yep.
I thought
Tried the
everybody
biggest
in the world
mistake of your
played Rocket
life.
League.
I need to try it.
Minecraft.
But yeah, so talking about Rocket League, I don't really have anything to say about this new map, but I was going to talk about the Rumble mode that they added. It's interesting. That's all I'm going to say. Like, it looks really cool. If you don't know, the Rumble mode is like, essentially, normal mode, it's just, soccer with cars. This one is soccer with cars, but your cars can get, like, power-ups and stuff. You can get, like, super boosts. You can, like, punch people with a giant, like, fist.
Oh, that's
You
fun.
can, like, freeze people. So it's interesting. I thought it would work better.
Rocket League meets Smash.
Yeah. But I think,
And apparently Bioshock with the new map.
yeah, and basically Rapture. But the base game of Rocket League, play that. All the other modes are nice. They're fun for a little bit. But Jordan, how have you not played it?
Yeah. What year did Rocket League come out?
2015.
20. Okay, that explains it. I was in China.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
have a PC nor a PS4. And
Excuses.
I have no excuses now.
Alright, well, that's Rocket League. Lastly, on the news storm, I just put this in because I thought it was hilarious that they're making a Fruit Ninja movie.
Oh god.
Gross.
How? Like, look at, if you click on that link, look at these characters. There's like, this dude has like, he's got like seaweed for hair. I don't understand how this could ever be a good movie ever.
It just better be an eye-popping 3D, I mean,
It's like,
give me something.
Oh, God.
it's just like it's following the vein of like the Tetris and the imaging movies.
Kyle, explain how they're going to make this a movie. You explain the plot.
Fruit Ninja sort of has a story, but not really. It's just a sort of mediocre mobile game.
Yeah. But
I mean, they should have made a movie out of that other Half-Brick game, that Rocket.
Jetpack Joyride.
Yeah, Jetpack Joyride. They should have made a movie
yeah.
on that one.
They could make a legit story from that. That's a deep game.
Yeah, they could have like Jetpack Joyride actually would have made a pretty good movie, but whatever. I guess it's what the kids want.
Yeah, whatever.
They'll just probably anthropomorphize the fruit, and like in weird ways, they'll have eyes and say they have stupid voices, and
Imagine it'll probably pretty much be like a Ninjago.
Like, come on, you want jetpacks or you want fruit? Which one's cooler?
can I have both?
I mean, I'm a pretty big fruit fan, so I was probably a
Sponsored
bad
by
analogy
Walmart.
today. But you could just like eat fruit while you're watching the Jetpack Joyride movie, and you get both. There's no need for a fruit movie. You can't eat that fruit.
This could be a healthy move by studios, offer fruit, a Fruit Ninja.
Oh,
I mean,
for like if you're seeing this movie, you can only eat fruit.
yeah,
inside.
it's a statement. That's why they're making it. It's
Okay.
they want kids to make healthy choices. Come see
Mm.
Fruit Ninja.
I can respect that. Thanks for the insight, Jordan. I didn't know that's what it was about.
this makes me scared to see what the imaging movie is going to end up like.
Oh God.
Oh man.
That's all we got for the news storm. And now it's time for the last minute. Dun dun dun. Jason made some sound effect a long time ago for it, but I don't remember what it was.
Oh. Okay.
But we're gonna do a fall gaming Would You Rather. So last week we had Liam and the crew talk about, their game of the year so far before the fall rush comes.
Oxenfree.
Really?
Yes. Oxenfree is that great.
Uncharted 4, Kyle.
Uncharted 4 is amazing, but Oxenfree is it's beautiful.
Uncharted 4, Kyle.
Stardew Valley for me.
Have you played Oxenfree?
Kyle, that's not the point. Okay, yeah, I mean, I'll take your word for it then. Except not really.
Whatever, Grant.
Yeah, just, you can vote for Oxenfree. It's cool. Has anyone else on the site played Oxenfree?
I played 1 hour of it. Again, it's typical me to start a game and then, for reasons unbeknownst to me, not finish it. But I did enjoy it, and I do want to pick it back up again.
I love it so much. I played it 3 times.
Oh, you know what happened? Stardew Valley happened. I got Stardew Valley right after, and my life shut down. I'm surprised I'm still alive in any capacity after that game. Just farming, riding horses, mining in caves.
I knew about Stardew Valley years before it came out.
Giving salad to the same girl every day in the hopes of marriage.
Just the hype for it went insane. It's like, guys, I knew this game when it was like in really early development. Does that make me a hipster?
Yes.
It might be, yeah.
Oh, I got a good joke. You ready? Okay. Why did the hipster burn himself on his coffee?
Why?
Because he drank it before it was cool.
Oh, I see.
Man, I turned
well
into...
played.
I was going to say I turned into Jason just then, but that wasn't really... Jason makes puns. That was just a terrible joke.
But extremely relevant.
I don't know how we got here. We were supposed to do Fall Gaming Would You Rather, and Kyle has hijacked the podcast into an Oxenfree show.
As it should be.
First question. Would you rather play Watch Dogs 2 or Dishonored 2? You can only play one of them.
Dishonored 2.
Yeah, Dishonored 2.
Watch Dogs 2. Let's go. I was talking about it before. Why do you guys pick Dishonored 2?
Because Dishonored was great, and Dishonored 2 is going to be even better.
Okay, what's better about it?
It has Emily as a protagonist, and yeah.
You sold me. Change my answer. No, but I picked...
And Corvo talks now, and he has a face.
It's a good point. He does have a face.
And a beard.
Oh my god, a beard. I have to switch. No. I gotta go with Watch Dogs 2 for all the reasons I said in the previous segment.
Marcus doesn't have a beard.
Does he?
No.
I bet you he could grow one.
Yeah, I probably just grow like a hipster goatee.
If it's
Maybe it's like The Witcher 3. You can pay somebody to magically give you facial hair.
Yeah. Beard physics.
Next question. Gears of War 4 or The Last Guardian?
Oh, The Last Guardian.
The Last Guardian. Only if it's good.
It's about time.
Yeah, I think I'd have to go with Last
I was a freshman in college in 2004, I think, when I first heard about that game. And I thought, oh, man, this is going to be a lot of fun to play on Christmas break. And now I'm 31, and, well, I don't know what happened with that game. But
where did it go?
Yeah.
It's just, I think it could seriously turn into a Duke Nukem Forever situation. Which I hope it doesn't.
I think they're just going to keep delaying it and see how long this joke can keep going.
It doesn't exist anymore. It never came out of concept.
They're going to see how far they can delay it.
Well, I was thinking about an Onion article where it's like, the delay for Last Guardian was delayed. It just needed more time. It just wasn't ready.
The delay wasn't ready.
Yeah, Sony pulled a Square Enix and just used CGI in all the game's trailers.
It's actually in 16-bit. It's not really a motion. That has motion controls too.
See, this is why I have trust issues. Next up, we talked about this a little bit before on previous episodes, but Titanfall 2, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, Battlefield 1.
None.
Pick one, Kyle.
None.
Kyle.
Final Fantasy 15. There we go.
Kyle, you already turned this into the Oxenfree show. You gotta pick one. This is the segment of I don't know.
But
Kyle, come on. You don't even.
Titanfall 2. Because
Okay.
Call of Duty sucks and Battlefield is weird.
You heard it here first. I think I'd go with Battlefield 1. Even though it's weird, according to Kyle.
But Grant, I thought you said that Titanfall 2 was amazing.
I said Titanfall 2 is really fun, but Battlefield 1 seems like the best change of pace a shooter has had recently.
Well, besides Overwatch, which is, basically remade genre, and everybody loves it for it.
Well, I mean, that's not necessarily the same genre.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like very different games. All these are pretty similar. But yeah, I'd have
Still
to go.
first-person shooters, and to an RPG person like me, they all just submerge into each other.
Yeah, I hear ya.
You got one, Jordan?
I'd have to go with Titanfall too, just because I'm not an FPS guy. I suck at them, but
I love Borderlands.
Borderlands has a nice sense of humor, has the RPG elements.
BioShock.
Yeah, I still
I-
really want to play BioShock. I
Kyle.
really need to.
I just
You're
think if
like-
I'm gonna shoot things, I'd just prefer it to be in a robot. Give me the sci-fi element. Just at least that's cool. Yeah, so that's my pick.
Okay. Wait, Kyle, you haven't played any BioShock?
No.
Oh my God, Kyle.
I mean, I own the trilogy on Steam, but
Pick it up. Yeah.
I can't run it.
Speaking
So-
of BioShock, you can either get Skyrim Remastered or Batman
No.
Arkham Collection or the
No.
BioShock Collection,
Oh man.
Yes.
which is already out, so I put it in parentheses because I didn't know if we wanted to count it or not. But I'll go ahead and do it. Skyrim Remastered all day.
Yeah, me
No.
What the heck, Kyle?
too.
Well,
why
think
do you gotta hate on all my choices?
if you're a member of the Game Bowl, you know fair well that I like Oblivion much better than Skyrim.
True. Everyone knows that.
What do you like about
The
Oblivion
only
more?
reason why I'd get Skyrim remastered was, of course, I'd get it for the Xbox One and mod the crap out of it until it is Oblivion. I'd mod Skyrim into Oblivion. That's what I do.
I don't think you can do that, Kyle.
Well, you should be able to.
Well, so speaking of Skyrim, I don't know if we ever talked about this, but mod support isn't coming to PS4 for Fallout 4 or Skyrim.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, it's like something with Sony's like, I don't know, whatever, but they're not making it happen, which means I'm getting Skyrim remastered on Xbox One.
Yeah.
Totally.
Ah, man. But Batman, shout out to that, because those games are great.
They are.
The remastered kind of iffy though.
Yeah, like if I had to rank these, give me Skyrim, give me Bioshock, give me Batman.
I mean, the Arkham games are great, but
Bioshock and Bioshock Infinite are two of the greatest games ever.
they're not the oldest games either.
So,
Neither is Skyrim.
well, I mean, when did Skyrim come out? 2011?
That sounds about right.
11.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, okay. Yeah, that's right. Next. The next option. PlayStation 4 Pro or PSVR. This is really easy for me.
P4P.
Really?
I mean, yeah. I'm
Wow.
not big on VR, and you might as well get the PlayStation Pro if you plan on getting PSVR, because it's probably going to be pretty crap on the OG PlayStation 4.
Have either of you tried VR?
I have a Samsung Gear VR, and I'm not impressed. It's kind of cool, but it only just makes you want a better VR. So I'd probably go with the PSVR just to see, like, VR with good graphics. You know, VR that can mimic like a realistic game world, I guess.
Yeah, I used Oculus at PAX South last year. Me and John were there. We played, what was it called? It was like this Indiana Jones marble game. Man,
That sounds like a nice mix-up.
no, it's like it's like this marble. You have to like roll it around through stage. It's kind of like Monkey Ball,
Okay.
but it's this marble that wears an Indiana Jones hat, and it's it's weird though because it's a third person VR game, which you don't really think of. But I thought it was really interesting. I feel like I would be higher on VR if I at least tried a first person game. But unfortunately, I didn't get to yet.
I think
But it's
horror on
interesting.
VR is what's going to get me. I heard that Allison Road. I mean, thankfully that got the green light again. But I hear it's going to be in VR also, and I don't know if I can handle that. I want to try, but
It's just like I've heard people talk about Resident Evil 7 on VR. It's just I don't even want to fathom it.
oh yeah, that's just
Yeah.
torture.
But I'd want
And it's just like playing PT on
That
VR.
that shouldn't
and
even
having
be
to go
legal.
for the forced Lisa jump scare. No thanks.
Kyle, I saw you play that without VR. It was not pretty.
I screamed,
Yes, you did multiple
and I
times.
I didn't even scream at a jump scare.
What? You just scream at random points.
I screamed when Lisa closed the door and I
Oh.
saw her face.
Oh, I love that demo. I still have it on my
I
PS4,
finished
thankfully.
it twice.
It's so good.
But for me, PSVR is the easy choice.
But
What?
with the PlayStation 4 Pro, you get prettier chocobos in Final Fantasy 15.
Kyle, you're stuck on this prettier chocobo thing with the PS4 Pro, aren't you?
But pretty chocobos.
Kyle, we've talked about this before. Jordan, I don't know if you heard this, but so right after PS4 Pro was announced, Kyle goes on Twitter. He's like, I really wasn't impressed with this at all. I'm gonna get it. That's what he said. And I was like, no, Kyle, bad. Don't do that. And then he said, but prettier chocobos. And then I was like, okay.
It's a fair argument.
Lastly, you can either play games this year or can't play any new games this year, but you can get them for half off next year.
No.
What? Neither?
None of the above.
Man, this is really tough, if I'm being honest with you. But I'd probably go...
I'd gladly pay full price for Persona 5
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
and done some.
Watch Dogs.
You
I
pay
think-
more money for Watch Dogs. Okay. Okay.
For
Go tell social media that and see how they treat you, Grant.
I will. I think I might have to go with the half off next year.
Yeah, same
Oh,
here.
man.
Because then you could buy like twice the games for the same amount.
But then you also have to worry about spoilers.
Kyle,
Oh,
I've
that's-
never had anything spoiled for me ever. I'm really
oh
good at
man,
spoilers.
then you must not be a huge Twitter freakler.
Oh my god, I'm on Twitter all
I
the time.
had Fallout 4 spoiled for me before it came out, and I also had Metal Gear Solid 5.
I still don't know what happens at the end of Fallout 4.
Yeah, me neither.
Never be there.
Nothing interesting.
Me neither.
Kyle, why don't you go ahead and spoil it for the whole world? No, don't do that. I don't really want to know.
No, thank you. There's nothing much to spoil really. It's not very good.
I found
Now, unlike Metal Gear Solid 5, which has an extremely twisty ending,
hey, Kyle, you should play a Bioshock Infinite. It's got a pretty crazy ending. So
I know.
Bioshock.
the internet has told me.
I could
multiple
talk
times.
all day about Bioshock, especially Bioshock Infinite.
It's a great game.
So have you played both?
I have, yeah.
Yeah. Which one did you think? Do you like Bioshock 1 or Infinite better?
Probably Bioshock 1, just from the fact that I feel like that idea was so fresh at the time. Just the idea of like an isolated community and just underwater gaming in general. I remember I found a copy for rental a week before release for some reason. It was just
Huh.
available. And I remember just sneaking into my room, and I didn't leave for like a day. And it was just really cool. It was just a really cool, and it was legitimately terrifying at first too.
Yeah, that's the whole thing about BioShock. Like, it's much more of a survival horror game than Infinite. Like, honestly kind of a different genre,
Yeah.
even though it's sort of the same
Yeah,
game.
Infinite felt more
Yeah.
like an action game, kind of.
Yeah,
Like
it did for sure. It has a completely different feel, which is kind of why I enjoyed Infinite more. Like, I don't know, it's just sort of the whole feel.
Sure.
What I find interesting about Infinite is that when it first came out, so many people were praising it as an amazing game, and nowadays, just like everybody, when you mention Infinite, it's just like people are like, gross. It's like, why does everybody all hate Bioshock Infinite all of a sudden?
That always happens. Whenever a game is well received, give it like a month, and all of a sudden it's the worst game ever. It's like it's not as good as everyone thought it was. Or
Yeah, BioShock Infinite. That's like I never thought about a game more after I beat it than that game. Like how it all makes sense. Like, I would look up videos like, what does this even mean? And then, it was really fascinating.
mm-hmm.
But
Life
I
is
think
Strange had me thinking for about a month. Everybody knows that I'm a huge Life is Strange fanboy.
Yeah, that game is cool.
It is cool. Kyle,
It made me cry.
Jordan, do you care if we spoil Life is Strange?
I don't care. I have
Okay,
so
well,
many games to play.
Spoiler alert for like the next 30 seconds. Kyle, which ending did you choose?
Of course, save Arcadia Bay.
Thank you.
I mean, of course, it had a Foles song.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, you can't be stupid and just like save the two of you when you could save an entire city.
Yeah,
Don't be selfish.
that's just how a butterfly effect works.
But that was,
Believe me, I read a whole article in the TGB. It's not there anymore, but I basically wrote a whole article about Life is Strange time travel.
you did. I remember that. But I think that's all we got for this episode of the Game World Podcast, episode 81, the official podcast of thegameworld.com. Again, we're streaming every Tuesday night on twitch.tv/thegamebolt. If you have any topics you want us to discuss, you can go ahead and ask us in the Twitch chat, or you can tweet them at @the_gamebolt. We post to iTunes every Tuesday, or not. I'm still used to saying Tuesday. We changed it, but we post to iTunes every Wednesday, YouTube every Thursday. Recent stuff that we put up on the site. Go ahead and make sure to check out Jordan's review of Seasons After Fall. He was talking to me before. He said it was interesting.
Never heard of it.
It's
Surprised.
it's a game,
It's a game.
It's a game.
It's
It is
pretty.
a video game.
Perfect app description
Yep.
of a video game. It's a game.
It's adorable, I guess.
Also, check
Maybe good
out
for kids.
Oceanhorn, Monster of the Uncharted Seas review by Liam, and also 10 of the
4-year-old
worst.
mobile game.
Also, 10 of the worst moments when playing sports games by Toby.
All of them.
Kyle, where can we find you on Twitter?
You can find me at ClockdownRME.
Jordan, can we find you there?
Yes, you can. At JORDJ
And you can find me at GrantRam3. You can follow the site at @the_gamebolt. That's all we got for you this week. Thank you for joining, and we will catch you on the next episode. Later, guys.
See you later.
See ya.